Okay, welcome. This is week 4, chapter 4 in social psychology. So I'm on the discussion board looking at the responses for this week, and it doesn't really look like a lot of folks are getting a hold of this. So I want to make this short, sweet, and help you understand the topic a little bit. So the topic of this week for the discussion is talking about how our actions, our behaviors influence our internal beliefs. And that's a hard concept to get because a lot of us just assume, well, it depends on what I believe and that's how I behave. It goes the other way. But that's not what research says. So that's why this chapter is this heavy and this amount of information is saying that our actions, our behaviors actually influence our beliefs. So let me show you what I mean by this. So I've got the diagram down here that we've been using this semester. So if you notice, this is a diagram of like a person. So the person would be over here on the left side of the diagram. And you can see that we're all composed of. This is how all of us act, how all of us humans are put together. We're comprised of our thoughts, our feelings, our actions or behaviors, and our beliefs, our deeply held attitudes, our beliefs inside of us here. And so really this all interacts with itself. All of these things interact. Not one of them is completely determinative of another. Now I will say that beliefs hold a big part of us, but as we've seen from this chapter, beliefs don't always hold the day. They don't always hold sway and win the day when it comes to our actions, our behaviors. Sometimes we act in ways that are not consistent with what we believe. So in keeping that in mind, let's walk through this for just a moment, okay? So let's say I'm going to illustrate the way your actions can actually influence the rest of things, influence your beliefs, influence your feelings. So let's say, for instance, let's start with this feeling here. Let's start with understanding that we are stressed. So if you would, keep that in mind that we are looking at, let me see if I can insert some text that will help. Okay, so let's say that we're feeling stress. Oops, nope, I want to stay here. We're feeling stress. So we know scientifically that we can take actions to affect and change our stress. So, for instance, we can do something known as deep breathing. So, athletes use this. Snipers in the military use this when they're getting ready to take a kill shot. I mean, people. This is scientifically shown, supported. This works. So we can actually start here and do a couple of deep breaths. So everybody do that with me. Everybody get real comfortable. Come on. Wherever you're at, sit up real tall. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Out through your mouth. All right, start your breath real deep down below your belly buttons. Inhale. Let your shoulders drop on the exhale. And if somebody had me hooked up to a blood pressure cuff, uh, a way to look at my brain waves, my brain activity, everything just in those 2 breaths would have calmed down. It's very well documented that this is an effective technique, an effective behavior that changes our feelings. So when I did that, I basically changed this stress to relaxed. So my behaviors can influence my feelings, and also, let's say that I had a belief in there that my belief was when I do a webcam for the class, I'm always stressed. Well, I know now that since I've done that deep breathing exercise, I'm not always stressed. So, in a way, that changed my beliefs. That's what I'm talking about. That's what this chapter is talking about, that our actions can influence our beliefs. So, in your book, on page 141. Looks like that. It has a table up there, has a lady smoking. And so that lady, when she smokes, let's change this stuff around. So her actions were smoking. And her beliefs before were, I'm cool. What was it? I look like a cool smoker. Impression management. And then she had self-justification, cognitive dissonance. I've been waiting for this all day. And then she has self-perception. Here I am again smoking. I must like smoking. So it's like by her smoking, it changes her attitudes, her beliefs. They change to basically justify her actions. So, her beliefs may have been, I'm a non-smoker, but after she starts smoking, oh, I must be a smoker. So you can see your actions influence your beliefs. That's the big part of this, and so that's what the chapter was primarily about. So I encourage you to think of ways, some positive ways, which I just illustrated one with the deep breathing. How deep breath, maybe before you get up and speak in public, could change your attitude towards I'm always stressed before I've got to go up in front of class and give a presentation. Your actions then change your beliefs. You could have that same belief that you're a bad public speaker, but yet you get up there and you do well, and then your actions change your beliefs. Wow, I'm a good public speaker. I actually had an experience like that once. But it's important for us to realize that our actions, our behaviors influence our beliefs. It's not always, it goes both ways, but it's really hard for us because we're conditioned to think, well, our beliefs determine what our behaviors are. Not necessarily true. Anyway, hope to see the discussions out there. Hopefully this helped. It will help us in future weeks. So take care. I will see you online.